Check mic test. Hey, sound check. Sound check. Okay lang ba yung audio natin? Good afternoon, no? Good afternoon. Okay, so this is a continuation, no, of our discussion kaninang morning. So we were not able to finish this one, but we're hoping not to finish everything tonight. Okay? So of course, after we finish this one, hopefully we can do some consultation, no? Ayan po. Anyway, ayan. So let's have situation 9 this time. So for the situation 9 po, like you to have this one, it says here, an oven-dried pat of clay weighs 26.2 grams and displaces 190 grams of mercury when fully immersed in it. Now, if the specific gravity of solids is 2.7, these are the following questions, no? Okay, so for this problem, I know that this is actually hard and I don't think na lalabas sa exam. Binigay ko lang talaga to just to check, no, kung kaya ba talaga to sa mga matatalino natin. Okay? So, if ever hindi mo to na-solve, there's no shame on it, no? Anyway, let me just clarify here and let's try to identify the mga words dito, no? Okay, so no shame ha kapag hindi mo to na-solve, no? Mahirap talaga to. Now, first of all, let's identify ano to si 26.2 grams. We know that this is our mass solids. Paano natin nalaman na mass solids? Kasi that is an oven-dried. So, again, when you say dry or dry soil, that is automatic mass of solids kaagad. Okay, in this particular context. Ayan siya ha. So, take note of that. And now, interestingly, there's the word displaces. Now, when was the last time that we encountered the word displaces? Diba? We understand, no, from the word displaces, yung displaces natin, the other term of this is what? Draft. Diba? So, again, so that's the idea. Displaces or draft. So, the same idea, no? And displaces daw, nag-displace daw siya ng 190 grams of mercury. So, ito po, this is the mass of the mercury. But that mass is a very specific mass because it talks about what? Displaces. Now, it says here, when fully immersed. Okay, now I don't know if you can still remember, diba? Like for example, no, sa previous problem natin. Saan ba yun? Ito, diba? Now, for this particular problem, no, we know that this is our volume draft here. Ito yung volume draft natin dito. We recognize that one. But, for this problem, diba, sabi dito that the ball is completely submerged or immersed. So, what's the idea there? So, kapag completely submerged or immersed, we know that the volume draft is now equivalent to the total volume of the what? Of the object. So, I want you to understand that one. So, kapag fully immersed or completely submerged, we know that the volume draft, ito po, is now equivalent to the total volume of the object. Okay? You get that one. So, we go back here. We go back here sa question natin. So, ito, no? So, completely submerged. Okay? So, fully immersed. So, in this sense, I think you have an idea that if ever lang, I think we can solve na for the volume displaced of the mercury. I think we have a sense that if we can solve for the volume displaced sa mercury, we can say that that is also the total volume of our soil. Diba? Hence, especially that concept. I hope you get that point, no? And then, if the specific gravity of the solids is 2.7, okay, this is the these are the questions. So, simulan natin, no? In fact, alam ko mahirap to. Pero, especially for this part number 1 or part number 1 natin or number 42 natin, alam ko napaka-basic nito. And kung alam nyo lang kung gaano to ka-basic, no? You don't need calculator here to calculate this one. This is number 42, ha? Only 32% got it right. And I think, no, we got too lazy. No, we didn't actually put effort in identifying or in recognizing the given. So, basahin natin. Sabi dito, determine the unit weight. It says here, determine the unit weight of the what? The solids. Ayan po. Solids. Solids. Diba? Now, you do have here the mass of the solids. Yes, we get that one. And most importantly, we do have here the specific gravity of what? Solids. So, we know that if we want to solve for the density to know, or unit weight, density solids, diba? I think the immediate response here, I think we are going to think about what? Mass of solids over the volume of solids. I think we're gonna think about that. But listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now, since we don't have here the VS yet, in fact, we can solve that one later on. But I think we can solve for the unit weight of the solids there by what? This particular formula. Density solids is equivalent to GS times density of water. I think we all agree with that. Diba? And then that is just 2.7 times 1. And then I think, no, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo that you don't need any calculator here because you know it will just give you 2.7 grams per cc. Diba? What's the problem here? I know napaka-basic yung problem natin dito. But unfortunately, ay nako, I think we have a problem, no? Sa I don't know, siguro laziness, siguro we didn't actually search too carefully, and then we forgot how to emphasize the word. So wait lang, ano ba hinahanap ko dito? Solids, di ba? So, paano ko ba mahanap dito yung solids? So, dapat ganun yung pag-solve natin. Dapat hindi, ay, ano to, hindi ko na to alam, di ba? And then we easily give up. And I hope that that should not be our tanatan dito, mindset, no, sa board exam. And guys, you have to treat board exam as if it is your last exam. Diba? And you cannot allow yourself, no, na, tanatan dito, you cannot allow yourself na you're just gonna pass through with that one. Kasi sayang to eh. Diba? Can you imagine, ganun lang yung solution natin? Mas madali pa yan compared sa structural, diba? But you know what? Again, same statistics. Diba? And I think here, the problem is not with the with not the problem, especially for number 42. I think we fail to recognize the given. And I think we have to do better than that. Okay? So next time, I want you to do better than that. And I know kaya nyo. Okay? It's just a matter of what? Identifying the given. So dapat ma-identify mo lang. Diba? Sayang eh. Alam kong kaya nyo. But you've proven that one. Right? Like for example, alam kong, diba, kung mapapansin nyo, no, I think you've been doing good sa mga Boston's equation saka sa Westergaard's equation. Yeah, I think so. You've been doing that one, but you've been doing good at that part. But again, no, I think we fail to recognize yung mga given natin. And I think we have to do better than this. Okay ba? So, 33% lang. Sayang, no? Now, I understand number 43, number 44, that is way out of your league. So, again, that's goods lang. Kung hindi mo siya ma-solve, okay lang. No shame on it, no? But I think, with the number 42 here, I think we have everything, no? To be ashamed with this one. Okay? Kasi sayang eh. Diba? Anyway, so that is 32% lang, number 42. 32% lang. Then, we come, no? Parang average natin dito, mga 30% lang. Okay. Now, we come to the next question. Determine the volume of voids. Now, first of all, how do you solve for the volume of voids? What's the formula here? Now, you have to understand that we are going to get it from total volume is equivalent to the volume of voids plus the volume of solids. Ganun yung pag-calculate natin, no? And here, we're going to identify. Kasi ito yung gusto natin eh. We want to calculate for the volume of voids, but how do we get the volume of solids? Now remember, we just solve for the density solids. Now, 'di ba, pwede natin ma-express kasi yung density solids natin to be what? Mass of solids over the volume of solids. Meaning to say, if you're going to transmute that one, you can have volume of solids to be what? Mass of solids over density of solids. Tama po ba? I think we can transmute that one. No? Right? So, meaning to say, We don't have any problem with the Vs there. We can calculate that one. Now, what about for the total volume? And I think I mentioned this one kanina, that the word displaced here is synonymous to the draft. And I've given you an example there where a spherical ball is now completely submerged or fully immersed. We recognize there that the volume draft or the volume displaced is now equal to the total volume. Now, what's my point here? Now, whatever the volume displaced, again, volume, not the mass, whatever the volume displaced of mercury, that would be our total volume. So, meaning to say, we can just solve this one. So, how do we execute part number 2? Okay? So, paano ba natin i-execute yung part number 2 natin? So, this is how, for that. Total volume is equivalent to the mass of the mercury displaced tapos density of the mercury. Now, we don't have any issue with the density of the mercury because kaya lang natin to because that's 190 over 1 times 13.6. And that should give us what? 13.8 cubic centimeter. Ayan ha. So, that is for the total volume. Now, what about for the volume of the solids? Now, for the volume of the solids, that is ms over density of solids. Okay? So, you'll have here 26.2 over 2.7. And that should give you 9.7 cubic centimeter. Diba? And then, calculate lang natin to, no? So, volume of voids is equivalent to the total volume minus volume of solids. So, you'll have there 13.97 minus 9.7. Just do the math. I know that you'll be able to get na 4.3 cubic centimeter. Diba? Galing, no? So, eto, the concept here is parang buoyancy, diba? Kasi total volume naging volume displaced natin or yung volume displaced ng mercury. Ito naman, we were able to get this one from the density of solids, no? That is mass of solids over volume of solids. Alright? Now, do you have any questions for this? Okay. Wala ba? Okay. Ayan, ha? So, next tayo. Ito, mahirap talaga to, no? Mahirap to. And then, ito yung so far, no, pinakamahirap sa kanila. Si number 44 because only 22% got it right. So, for me, ito talaga yung pinaka-hardest question. Hindi ito scam. Okay? So, alam ko, when we talk about ito, sabi kasi dito, determine the shrinkage limit. And I know what you're thinking. Diba, sir, ang formula sa shrinkage limit, it is mass wet soil minus mass of soil over mass of dry soil minus volume of wet soil minus volume of dry soil over mass of dry soil times density of water. But that's how we go about with the shrinkage limit. Now, if you'll notice here, you do not have the mass wet. You only have the mass dry. In fact, you don't also have the volume wet, but we can calculate the volume dry there. Okay, yung wet yung kulang natin. So, paano natin to isosolve? Now, there's another way of solving for the shrinkage limit. Now, you have to understand, when it comes to the shrinkage limit, this is actually water content. Okay? So, water content lang si shrinkage limit. Diba? Si plastic limit is a water content also. Liquid limit is also a water content. You have to understand that one. Okay. So, determine the shrinkage limit. So, eto po So, you have here the omega that is equivalent to mass of water over the mass of tanatan dito, solids. So, that's how we go about. No, that is how we're going to calculate for the shrinkage limit. Now, listen carefully. Now, we don't have any problem with the mass of solids because we recognize that that is 26.2 grams. That is coming from here. So, we don't want to change that one. So, that is it. It is what it is. Okay? Now, I think we have a problem. How do we get the value of the mass of water? Okay. Of course, you have to think and long and hard here, no? How do you solve for the mass of water? Diba? Remember the density of water? Diba? Density of water is equivalent to, pwede natin ito ma-express, mass of water over the volume of water. Tama, diba? So, meaning to say, yung mass of water natin, pwede natin siya ma-express into what? Density of water, tapos the volume of the water natin. Tama, no? Now, I think, so you have another question. Okay, sir. We have that formula. but we do not have the volume of water. Now, hold on. Kasi, I don't know if you have done this one in your school, no? In shrinkage limit test. But the way we conduct shrinkage limit test is this. And you have to listen very carefully, no? You're going to get a soil sample, put it in a Petri dish. You are going to saturate the soil. Again, the keyword there is saturate. Now, when it comes to the saturation, you know that basta fully saturated yung soil, we know that the volume of air is 0. If saturated, alam natin yan. Volume of air is 0. Now, why am I pointing that one out? Because you have to understand that yung volume of voids natin is a combination of what? Volume of water plus the volume of air. Now, what if yung air natin ay magiging 0 yan? So, ibig sabihin, yung volume of voids natin ay siya po yung magiging volume ng water. Diba? We discussed this one, right? Magiging 0 yung volume air natin if fully saturated siya. And that is how we conduct the shrinkage limit test. Tama ba? Okay, so ito yung part number 3, no? So mass of water is equivalent to density of water tapos volume of the void. So volume of void yung gagamitin natin. Bakit? Kasi we recognize that the volume of voids here is now equivalent to the volume of water. So mass of water, that would be, again, no? Just take note of this, no? When the soil is at shrinkage limit, the volume of voids will be just filled up with water. Okay? So, with that said, ito po siya. So, yung density natin, no, grams per cc pa rin. This is naka-gram per cc to, and then this is cc. So, you'll end up with grams there. 4.3 grams. Okay? So, again, shrinkage limit is equivalent to mass of water over mass of solids because we know that this is just a water content. Tama, di ba? Yan. So, with that said, you'll have here 4.3 over 26.2 and that should give you 16.3%. Okay? So, these are your answers here. Mahirap to. Pero, if you just understand the concept, I think all goods lang tayo dito, no? Do you have any questions or clarifications for this? Check lang natin, no? Sir, what CE ref book yan na situation 9 po? Wala to sa CE reference. Nasa foreign book lang to. Eisen na libro. Kinuha ko. Kasi hindi to passboard eh. Binigay ko lang to just to check, no, if especially sa mga matatalino. Okay ba? Pressured kayo, no? Na, eto, feeling ko hindi ito lalabas. I just gave that one para at least, no, tarata dito. You'll be able to I'll be able to check, no, kung sino talaga yung magaling. Okay? And of course, no, proven and tested. Daddy also. Ayan lang, ha? Pray ko lang ako kasi medyo malabo na yung glasses ko. Safe ang mga bugo. Safe may mga bugo-bugo. Ay, nako. Safe lang, safe lang. O kung nakasolve ka you are an alien. If hindi ka nakasolve, ibig sabihin na to, if nakasolve ka, alien ka. Pag hindi ka nakasolve, meaning normal ka nga tao. Hindi ka bugo-bugo ba? Normal ka nga tao. Mahirap to eh. Mahirap to. Okay. So, I think we're... Wow. So, naging clear na ngayon. Okay. So, let's have this one. Okay. Next question tayo. So, no questions at all, ha? So, next question. Okay. Ito kang ang layos. Sige, solve natin to. You have a tank contains 2 liquids. Okay. Maganda to, maganda to. This is a past board exam. Check ko lang ha kung ano yung stats natin dito, no? This is number 45. 45, hindi masyadong kagandahan. Okay. Sige, basahin lang natin. If a tank contains 2 liquids, half of which has a specific gravity of 1.2 and then the other half is 1.5. Okay, so dyan pa lang, again, the rule here is kung ano yung pinaka maliit na specific gravity, siya po yung nasa taas, yung pinakamalaki siya yung sa baba. Okay, so that's how we go about with it. Now, you have a metal sphere with a radius of 250 mm and has a specific gravity of 7.4. Okay, submerged such that half of the sphere is in the specific gravity of 1.2 and then half of it is nasa 1.5. So I think we have here the arrangement. So let's have here, ito yung tank natin. And then, meron kang half of the liquid, no? Specific gravity 1.2. Again, the rule here is kung sino yung pinakamaliit na specific gravity, siya yung ilalagay mo sa taas. Okay, and you have also the specific gravity 1.5 on the other hand. Diba? And then you have a sphere, half of that is submerged in the upper liquid and half of it is nasa lower liquid. Okay? So before we go there, okay, now we want to calculate the buoyant force acting on the sphere. Now, how many buoyant force do you think ang mag-a-act dito? Diba? Ito yung sphere natin, no? Emphasize lang natin. So, this is the sphere. And that's the sphere there. Okay? Then, half of the sphere, we recognize that it is submerged, right? So, different liquids, no? So there are different liquids, but we have only one object. But again, since different yung liquid natin, we can say dalawa yung buoyant force natin. Okay, so we are now identifying the forces here. We have buoyant force 1 and then buoyant force 2. Now, how many weights do we have here? We have only one. Okay? But when it comes to the buoyant force, we just add them. No? Buoyant force acting on the part number 1. Ito, kaya lang to eh. Pero again, siguro nalito sila kung paano sila i-interpret. Then again, this is a past board exam. So please keep on practicing this one. Kasi sayang eh. Okay, so buoyant force number 1, we recognize that is 9.81 times 1.2. And that is the specific gravity of the liquid. That is above, no, upper liquid natin. That is the unit weight of the liquid, upper. Okay, ito naman yung volume draft natin. So 0.5, bakit 0.5? Because half of that is submerged. Okay? You can actually calculate that one or pwede mo itong iisa na lang. Okay, so you'll have 385 newtons there, no? And then for the buoyant force 2, ito naman siya. Ito naman yung lower liquid natin. Okay? And then you have 0.54 thirds and that should give you 0.482 kilonewtons. Okay? And that should give you 482 newtons po. Ayan. So you have here the buoyant force that is 385 plus 482 newtons, and that should give you 867. Sayang, no? Kasi buoyant force lang yung tanong dito eh. And that is now the answer. Okay? Now, do you have any specific concern here? Kasi bakit 45% lang? Siguro na napagod na lang, napagod na kung sa kasusolve nito, no? Okay. But I hope no that yeah, you'll be able to sustain sa board exam, ha? Walay kapoy-kapoy bay. Okay, so I think we're good with that one. I think we don't have any issue for that. Let's have the next question po. Obtain the tension of the cable to keep the sphere in this condition. So maglalagay tayo dito ng tension kasi hindi naman talaga siya mag-float, di ba? So we know that we're going to add a tension there. Okay? So knowing that, you have the buoyant force na. Okay? And then the buoyant force is not enough to put that one in a position, no? So we know that from that standpoint, we're going to sum up vertical forces that is equivalent to 0. Forces going up is equivalent to forces going down. So what are the forces going up? We have the tension plus the buoyant force. And that is equivalent to the weight. Hence, this equation here. Okay? So, baka lang, malito lang kayo, no, kung bakit nagkaganyan. Okay, so of course, you have the weight. We can calculate always the weight, diba? Kasi we have here, the specific gravity of the metal sphere. It says here, no? Yeah, so that is the specific gravity of the metal sphere, and then, of course, the total volume of the sphere mismo. Okay? And you'll be able to get 4.751 kilonewtons. Again, buoyant force is not enough. In fact, no, kapag buoyant force alone, hindi talaga siya mag-float or hindi talaga siya magiging half. So, kailangan mo yung tension. Now that we have the weight and now that we have the buoyant force, diba, we can just get the difference of the two and then that should give us the tension. And this is the answer here, 3,884 newtons. Okay ba? Is this clear po sa inyo? Klaro to, no? Anyway, 54%, no? Marami pong nakasagot na to. But konti lang yung nakasagot sa question number 45. I don't know what happened. Excuse me. But anyway, let's have number 47 this time. Now for number 47, if the liquid is all water, determine the buoyant force on the sphere. So kapag all water naman siya, water lang. Diba? Madali lang to eh. O, unit weight of water, 9,810. Tapos, multiply mo lang yan sa volume ng sphere. Diba? You'll be able to get 642.1 newtons. Sayang, no? So, keep on practicing this one. Kasi, mga fundamental lang talaga yung tanong dito. And, hindi talaga to, yung tawag natin dito, these questions are not hard. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, no? The question sa mid-pre-board, hindi ko siya mahirap. Okay? I think the problem is that I think we are too careless. And I think we don't put much effort. If meron mang effort, wrong effort, no? Kasi siguro binabalik-balikan niyo yung mga problems natin, but we don't put effort in recognizing the given. Yan yung problem natin dito. And we just go with the flow, siguro with our feelings, di ba? I think we have to be very careful with that. Okay? Sayang, no? Klaro. Okay, now we come to the last question. We've come to the last question. Ito na siya. 48, 49, and the 50 here. Okay, so before that, dadagdag lang ako dito ng slide, no? Okay. So, let's have the next question here. Ito po. Ayan. So, klaro ha? So let's have situation 11. So basahin ko muna and then let's try to understand and figure out no kung paano ba natin siya i-solve. Okay, kasi rotating vessel to eh. So it says here, an open cylindrical tank that is 0.6 meters in diameter and 2 meters tall. The tank is rotated about its own vertical axis at a constant angular speed. Okay, so siguro it would be better no if we can draw this one. Although meron pa akong drawing dito, pero i-draw ko lang ha. Ito po, say for example, ito yung tank natin. Kasi iba kasi kapag makita nyo kapag yung pag-drawing natin, di ba? I decided no next week siguro magpo-post ako ng video about Bernoulli's equation. Okay, para makatulong lang. Tapos sunod-sunod na yan, Bernoulli's equation, gonna discuss the reservoir problems, no? Para makatulong po sa inyong lahat. Okay? We might not be able to discuss everything, pero at least yung mga concept, matatak natin. And then, I'll be using examples no from the CE reference kung paano ba natin siya isosolve. Diba? I think it would be better, no? Okay. So, also next week, no, I'm planning to give some list of items there or questions that we are actually looking at, no? Ano yung mga possible questions, no, na natin dito? Na I think no nalalabas, okay? And we're going to identify no kung ano po yung mga hindi pa lumabas sa exam. Okay? So anyway, ayan, you'll have here 0.3. Kukunin ko na lang yung radius natin kasi ito yung 0.6 meters natin eh. Tapos yung height natin dito it is 2 meters tall. Yan po, that is 2 meters tall yan. That is 2 meters tall. And the tank is rotated about its own vertical axis at a constant angular speed. Okay, so nagro-rotate ka. So yan lang yung given natin, no? And usually, etong first question natin dito, ito talaga yung pinaka-common na question sa board exam. Etong mga maximum depth and then the condition is no water spilled. Meron akong shortcut sa inyo. Okay. Paglalabas itong term na maximum depth or no water spilled, automatic yung isipin nyo is y over 2. Dapat tatatak yan sa isip nyo. Ala, maximum depth or no water spilled out. Oy, y over 2 yan. Okay? So, dapat yan yung unang tatatak sa utak nyo, no? So, of course, we want to calculate here, for the height of our water. Yan. So, we want to calculate for the height of our water here. Ayan. So, height of our water, and then, ito naman po, yung tawag natin dito, yung y over 2 natin. Bakit y over 2 yan? Kasi, if you are going to rotate that one, ito kasi yung mangyayari sa paraboloid natin eh. Diba? Meron kang paraboloid dyan. Tapos, yung height ng paraboloid mo will be y. And pag maximum, tsaka walang spillage, no, automatic yan y over 2. Up to the rim. This is also y over 2. Basta importante, y over 2. Okay. Now, based on that geometry, kung mapapansin nyo lang, diba? You know that 2 meters is equivalent to y over 2 plus the HW. Tama, di ba? You can have that one, no? 2 meters y over 2, no? So, meaning to say, okay, if we want to solve for the HW here, that should give you what? 2 minus y over 2. Now, can you solve for the y there? Yes. Kasi meron kang RPM. Ito, pakita ko sa inyo, ha? So, ito yung drawing ko dito. Ayan, mas maganda to. 0.6, diba? Y over 2 kaagad. And then yung omega natin, that is 150 RPM. Just multiply that one with pi over 30 because that's how we convert from RPM to radian per seconds. And then I think I have explained that one sa inyo, no? And that should give you 15.7 radian per second po. Okay po ba? Ayan, ha? So, 15.7 radian per second. Okay? Yan. Sige. Now, so of course, now that we have the omega here, we can now solve for the y. So that's omega squared r squared over the value of 2g. Okay? And then the omega there, that is 15.7 squared, tapos 0.3 squared over 2 times 9.81. And that should give you 1.13. O, ngayon, meron ka ng y. Diba? Pwede mo na masolve, no? Yung HW natin, that is h minus y over 2, or 2 minus 1.13 over 2. So, the answer here is 1.43. Ito yung final answer natin. Okay? Klaro ba? Klaro, ha? Now, before I'll proceed sa next slide natin, punta tayo dito sa number 49. Meron lang akong idadagdag dito na concept. This is for part number 2, ha? Okay, napaka-essential nito kasi medyo mahirap kasi si 49. Ito, actually, no, kung alam niyo lang, si number 48, 62% who got it right. So, meaning to say, madali lang sa kanila yung first question. Dito sila nahihirapan sa second question. Why? Because probably confused pa sila. And again, no, hindi ko sila mabiblame kung bakit confused pa sila. It's because kasi there are two possibilities here. Now, we do not know if this is less than half full or more than half full. In fact, no, we need to check this one first, diba? Again, no, let me just read the question first, no. With that depth of water in the first question, itong 1.43 meters na nakuha natin, we're gonna use that one, ha? Okay, 1.43 meters, no? Ayan, with the depth of water there, what speed of rotation in RPM will spill 80 liters of water po? Okay, will spill 80 liters of the water. So, how do we go about with this one? Well, first of all, now before we jump to conclusion, no, eto muna, kasi meron tayong volume spillage, no, dapat alam natin to. Please take note of this. Iibahin ko lang yung approach kasi some of you are confused sa less than tsaka more than half full. Ito yung gagawin ko, ha. So, isusulit ko to in Tagalog kasi mas maintindihan natin or Bisaya. Okay? So, first consideration here is this. Now, if the new water height, ito, the height of the water there, okay, referring to that one, is maliit. Maliit sa, ha? Or, sa Bisaya pa, it is gamay, parang konyo lang, no? Sa, maliit sa, h over 2, because that's the half full, no, of the tank. Okay? Then, you have to know that the paraboloid extends. Okay? That's the Tagalog version or the Bisaya version of the less than half full. Okay, now, when it comes to the volume of air, kasi yung volume of air yung struggle dito, no? Si volume air final, you have to understand that this is volume of the big paraboloid minus the small paraboloid. Or, ganito siya, 1/2 of pi r squared times y minus, that's a big paraboloid, minus another paraboloid, pero ito yung maliit, x squared yx. Kasi ito kasi yung mangyayari, di ba? Basta meron kang extension na paraboloid po. If this is the tank, okay? If this is, sorry for that. Using ko lang. Para at least makita niya talaga eh. Okay, so if this is the tank here, ito yung tank natin, no? And then, ito kasi yung itsura sa paraboloid na mag-extend. Yan. Ito siya. And then, you'll have here the broken lines. Ayan po. And, ito naman, no, yung tao natin dito. Yung paraboloid natin. Now, what have you noticed? Diba, ito yung overall height ng paraboloid natin, which you can always solve this one. That's the y. And this one, masasolve mo naman to, tatawagan natin to na yx, diba? Kasi meron ka namang height dyan ng tank. And then, ito naman yung center of rotation natin. And we recognize that the big paraboloid has a radius r. And the small paraboloid, we recognize that you have a radius x. So hence the formula there. Pero I don't want you to memorize the formula. I just want you to understand that out from that formula, you could insert talaga natin is this, no? The volume air final. Ito talaga. The volume air final of that. Are we good with that? Okay. So, that's for the paraboloid, no? So, second po, now, if h nu, so this is the height of the water inside the tank, is malaki. Or, dako sa Bisaya. Compared mo yan sa h over 2, meaning to say, the paraboloid did not extend. Okay? So, the paraboloid did not extend. Ibig sabihin na to, when it comes to the volume air final, ito po when it comes to the volume air final, this is just 1/2 by r squared times the value y. Bakit? Kasi ito lang yung magiging itsura ng tank natin eh. So, ito lang siya. Then, the paraboloid will just stay inside the tank. Ganito siya. So, napaka-importante no, na ma-recognize natin to. Okay ba? So far, nakaka-catch up lang kayo kung ano ba yung mga pinagsasabi ko dito. Okay, so before we go to the 49 there, eto muna, check muna natin kung ano ba dito yung volume or height water natin, new. Okay, so 'di ba? Sabi dito no for number 49, this is now for part number 2. 'Di ba? Alam natin that the volume spill it is 80 liters. And we can calculate this one, or we can convert that one into cubic meters. Just divide that one with 1,000, or that is simply as 0.08 cubic meters po. That is for the volume spill. Okay? Yan yung volume spill natin. Now, meron kang volume spill, no? You have here volume spill. Okay? Meron kang volume original. Okay. Volume original po. And the volume original here is, of course, the cylinder, di ba? So that's pi 0.3 squared tapos 1.43. Guys, I'll be needing your help no in calculation here. Ano ba yung calculator ko? Tulungan niyo lang ako guys, no? Kasi nawala yung calculator ko. Kaya naglaruan siguro yung BB ko. Hanapin ko lang baka nandito yung calculator. Nandito kasi yung toys niya. Toys ng BB ko. The calculator. Where's the calculator? Calculator. Where are you? Solve nyo lang. Wait lang ako sa calculation nyo. Sensya talaga, pinaglaruan yung calculator ko, no? Okay, thank you for that. So that's the volume original. 0.404 cubic meters. Okay. Now, yung target natin dito is to solve for the volume left. Okay, volume left tayo, So volume left is equivalent to volume original minus the volume spill. Yan. So, yan yung goal natin, no? Sige. 0.404 minus 0.08. What is our volume left here? Tulungan nyo lang ako, no? 0.0, tama ba yan? 0.324 cubic meters. Ayan. Thank you for that. Now, we understand kapag volume left yan, balikan lang natin no, yung previous natin. No? So, kapag volume left yan, I think we recognize no, that ito na yun eh. Ito ngayon yung volume left natin. Diba? And then, we want to solve for the new height. Okay? For the new height there. That is what we want. And then, we're going to compare it sa h over 2. Okay? And then, why are we doing this one? Because we want to know if yung paraboloid natin nag-extend or hindi pa. Kasi that will dictate our solution, no? Okay, so ito muna. Volume left, we recognize that this is cylinder. So that's pi r squared tapos the new height natin. So you know that this is 0.324 is equivalent to pi. Radius natin, it is 0.3 squared. And this is our new height. Okay? So, ito yung new height natin. What's the value here? Ah. 1.146. Okay. 1.146 meters. Now, we're not done yet because we are going to compare this one with what? H over 2. Dapat i-compare natin yan sa H over 2, no? So that is 2 meters over 2. That should give you 1 meter. Alin yung mas malaki? Ito yung mas malaki siya, di ba? Malaki. Meaning to say, this is more than half full. Therefore, paraboloid, malaki siya, did not extend. Okay? Naintindihan niyo ba? So that's the work of the more than half full and less than half full. Okay? That's the work there. More than half full, tsaka natin dito yung less than half full natin. Ayan. So, alam na natin no, na hindi siya nag-extend. So, I think we can now proceed now with the next slide here. So, I think we can do this one. We know that height of the water, that is 1.43. And then when it comes to the volume spill, it is equivalent to the volume air final minus the volume air initial. Diba? Wala. Hindi siya nag-extend, no? So, most probably, nandito lang yung paraboloid natin. We're actually looking at this one. Ganito lang siya. Sandali lang ha, i-erase ko lang, no? Ay. Anak siya. Okay. Wow. That's the paraboloid. Okay, did not extend. So, of course, for the volume air initial, kaya lang natin to kasi we know that this is 1.43. That's 2 meters. We can have this one kasi ito naman yung area, volume air initial natin eh. We're actually looking at this volume air initial. Cylinder siya. Ito siya. Okay? Yeah, that's the volume air initial. So with that one, so we can just say that is pi times 0.3 squared tapos 2 minus 1.43, and that should give you this value, 0.16 cubic meters. That is your volume air initial. What about naman for the volume air final? For the volume air final, we recognize, sulat ko lang ha, para at least di kayo masak, no? That is 1 half pi r squared times the value y. Now, ano yung nangyari dito? Ito yung sa volume spill natin. Dinivide ko lang ng 1,000. Okay, ito naman, this is 1 half, and this is the radius here. Ito yung y. But take note, we are after with the omega. So that's why, take note that y here is omega squared r squared over 2g. So yung ginawa natin dito, we just substitute this one right away here. So hence the formula. And then ito naman yung volume air initial natin po. Ayan. So you'll have here the omega, that's 183.7 RPM. Okay? So just do the math, ha? And that is how you go about with the problem po. Are we good with this? Okay lang po ba? Naintindihan nyo ba yung mga pinagsasabi natin dito, no? Sir, pwede pa answer daanan din sa discussion. Okay, no question? Pwede pa answer ani sir after discussion. Salamat daan. 1 cubic design mix of proportion 1:2.5. Water content was specified at a mix of 140 per bag cement, and cement content is 8.5 bag cement of 40 kg. Specific gravity of cement is given, no, respectively. Which of the following gives the amount of water to be added? If the sand is found to have 5% free of water, I think structural to it. Try ko lang ha, na nalipat na ko kung paano sa i-analyze, especially for this one, no? Try ko lang ha. Mahirap yan na Okay, so last question tayo for this one. Number 50, eto po. With the depth of water in the first question, what minimum angular speed will zero the pressure at the center bottom? Okay? Will zero the pressure at the center bottom. Sa math yan. Hindi yan na-discuss. Condition daw, para maging zero yung pressure at the center natin, we have to see to it that there's no elevation, there's no depth of water. Depth of water is 0. Para 0 ang pressure natin. Okay? Now, to do that one, here's the condition. Y is equivalent to H is equivalent to 2 meters. Okay? And then, substitute lang natin yung 2 natin dito, no? Then, ito yung ano natin. And whatever it is, no, makalculate mo yung radian per second, don't forget to multiply it with 30 over pi, you will have this answer. Okay? That's the answer there. Sa MSTC na, sir. Okay. Hindi, pre-board ba to sa inyo? Nalipat na ko ano eh, pero sige, try lang natin ha. I will not make any promises, no? Baka ma-confuse kayo. This is not my forte. Okay, now do you have any questions sa rotating vessel natin? Andito pa sir, present. Okay, thank you so much, no? MSTC. Pre-board ba to sa inyo? Or hindi lang to na-discuss? Or you just want another perspective from another instructor? I think. Pero na-discuss to, no? Pero feeling ko lang, naghahanap ka lang siguro ng other perspective, no? Pero try ko. I will not make any promises. Sige, try natin pa. Challenge ba? Okay, copy natin to. Grabe ako ngayon, no? Structural, math, hydraulics, no? All-in-one ata ako ngayon, eh. All-in-one, no? First time bumalik sa mga torsion, no? Masaya pala yung structural nyo, no? Masaya. Ang saya-saya ng structural nyo. Yeah, buti na lang nag-merge kanina sa si Sir Jobert na. Pero I was able to check no the solution naman, and was able naman to identify no kung ano ba yung mga dapat na gagawin dito. Sa pre-board sa MSTCS, si Sir Batusin na Sir Bagi na test ka, Char. Sir, ikaw ba to, sir? Ha? Sa'yo na yung nag-discuss nito? Papaluin ko, no? Bakit hindi ito na-discuss properly? Joke lang. Sir, ito po sana mga less than half full, no? Ito. So, solve natin to. Ito, try ko lang to. Perspective lang, ha? Kasi sure ako na discuss to sa inyo. Perspective lang. 1 cubic meter design mix was proportion to 1 is to 2.5 is to 5. Ano to? Nakalimutan ko na tong 1 is to 2 is to 2.5. Basta alam ko, the way I look at it, when we talk about design mix po, illustrate ko lang ha. Tatlong element yan eh. Basta, yung overall volume natin dito, the overall volume here is equivalent to 1 cubic meter. Yeah, that's for the volume, no? That's for the volume lang. Tapos, ano ba to? Basta ang cement nito is ang 1, di ba? Ang first, no? Tama ba? Basta mag 1 is to 2.5 is to 5 ka. Di ba this is cement, right? Basta 1, no? Ang 1 cement, no? Cement yan, di ba? So, I think we can put the cement here. Okay? Tama ba? Siguro nagtatanong lang to from other perspective, no? What is the 2.5 po? I think 2.5, I think cement, sand, water, yan, di ba? Sand siguro to, no, yung sa center, di ba? Tama ba? Ako pa yung nagtatanong, no? Siguro, if I'm going to solve this one, I'm gonna put it this way para at least ma-imagine ko. Kasi kapag puro equation, no? And then if I'm not gonna able to imagine it, I think, mahihirapan talaga ako. Okay? So, yeah. I think, tama ba? Tama ba yung pinagagawa ko dito? Cement, sand, gravel. This is not water, but this is gravel, right? Merong mag-gravel dito. Oo, merong gravel. Gravel to gravel. Ano ba to sinod nila? Okay. Wait lang. This is my approach, no? Cement, sand, gravel. Matagal na ko hindi nag-solve nito eh. Tagal na. Tama ba? Tanatan dito. Cement, sand, gravel, no? Sige, cement, sand, gravel. So, proportion to. Excuse me po. Tama ba yung pinagagawa ko dito? I think there's another way of solving this one. Quicker, no? In terms of volume, saka in terms of mass. Okay? Katulad sa soil mechanics natin, same lang po yan, no? I'm not really sure, no? How do I put this way? Siguro, I'm gonna put it this way, no? So, this is my volume cement. Okay? This is my volume sand. And this is my volume gravel. Ayan siguro, no? So, that's how I put it. Okay? Cement, sand, and gravel. And here, this is how I put it. Okay. Mass of the cement, mass of sand, and then mass of the gravel. And then, declare ko lang siguro dito, no? Before I'll go sa mga situation natin. Ito, density of cement. Of course, that would be mass of cement over the volume of cement. Para at least klaro lang, ha? Tapos, density of sand. That would be mass of the sand over the volume of the sand. And then this would be density of the gravel. And then this would be the mass of the gravel over the volume of the gravel. Okay. Of course, for the density, I think ma-solve natin to, no? Kasi we do have here the specific gravity of cement, sand, gravel. 13.6, 2.61, tsaka 2.8. Sige, pwede natin ito ma-solve, no? Solve na natin. Iba yung approach ko, ha? Baka malito na kayo, no? Density cement, that would be 3.16 times 1. That would be 3. Kilograms, no? Kilograms. So that would be 1,000 lang 1,000 lang. So that would be 316. Tama ba? 60. That's in kilograms per cubic meter. That would be density of cement, and this will be the density of sand. That would be 2.61 times 1,000, no? 2,610 kilograms per cubic meter. This is density of the gravel, and that would be 2.8 times 1,000. That's 2,800 kilograms per cubic meter. So what's next? So meron ako mga densities, no? What about for the mga volumes natin? What's the purpose of the 1:1 gani? Ay, oo, sakto, no? I think we can... Di ba pwede ganito, no? Tama ba? Tama ba yung mga iniisip ko? Correct me if I'm wrong, volume cement over volume of the sand is equals to 1:2.5. I think we can do this one, no? Kasi that's the purpose of the ratio, right? Tama ba? Tama ba yung mga ginagawa ko dito? Kasi 1 yan eh. So meaning, I know that my volume cement is equivalent to volume sand. And then another, tama ha, teka. Volume cement over the volume of the gravel, I think we can do this one also. Excuse me. That would be 1:5. Ayan. I'm trying to figure out no, the setup here. So, bale, this is ang setup natin dito. Multiply natin to sa 2.5, saka multiply natin to sa 5. No? Tama ba? Ay, hindi multiply. I think we can express volume sand to be 2.5 volume of cement, and this one 5 volume of cement. Tapos basta kabalotana, no? Okay, so that's the setup there. Water content is specified at 140 per bag of cement. And cement contents is 8.5 bags per cubic meter or 40 kilograms. What is 40 kilograms per bag of cement? So is this saying that $130 say 140, no? Kasi kailangan natin ma-solve natin yung mass of the cement, no? Kailangan natin ma-solve yung mass of cement. Okay, figure out natin, ha? Water content specified a mix of 140 per bag. So that's the water there. Pero 8.5. Ah, pwede, no? Kasi water yan eh. Ito yung mass of cement natin. We're going to follow the units there. Cement content is 8.5 bags of cubic meters. Tama ba? Oh, pwede, no? Pero, mass man, di ba, mass? Ma-cancel ang bags. Pero cubic. What is this cubic here? Tama. May cubic eh. May cubic. So, density na siya sa cement. Pero ito yung density ng cement. What is 8.5 times 40? It's not 3,000, di ba? May kulang eh. Dapat ma-multiply ta sa volume. O pamatay volume sa cement. Or pwede, sabi kasi dito, 1 cubic design mix. Sakto ba? Mahirap to, no? Nahirapan ako kasi first time ko to mag-solve eh. First time in the history. I think typo ng 140 per bag, sir. Either 140 kilograms batch dagay, sir, or 14 kilograms per bag, which is 35% of cement. Kung tama ang pagkakaalala ko po, sabi ni Sir Bats, ang per cubic meter daw is per batch yan. Design mix batch yan. So dapat tama ba? 1 cubic meter? I'm not really sure, no? Kung 1 cubic meter ba yung multiply ko dyan. Ito kasi yung kailangan natin ma-declare eh. Itong cement, sand, gravel, di ba? Kasi which of the following gives the amount of water to be added if the sand is found to have 5% free of water? Okay, so of course ang water dapat i-consider man siya, no? Sa proportion, tama ba? Ang water i-consider man siya sa proportion, right? Anyway, balikan ko lang to ha. Hindi ko talaga to I'm not effective in discussing this one, but I think I can give you a perspective on this. Perspective lang sa pag-solve nito. Siguro you can actually frame it something like this, no, so that you can properly imagine it. Just like what I did, no, kasi kapag puro tayo mga equation dyan without imagining it, no, that this is the component, cement, sand, and gravel. Okay, I think no, this is actually important. Kasi ganito din yung sa pagkakaalala ko, ganito ako nag-solve eh. Hindi lang ko sure ha. Tignan ko daw ang one. Tama yan, sir. Dagpagan mo ang dagdagan. Walang na 1 cubic meter para ma-cancel sa. Okay. Kasi yan yung kulang eh. Once you're able to solve that one, I think madali na lang yung sa water. Tingnan ko yung kang batusin ng solution, no? Kasi may nagbigay dito. Cement, so 8.5 times 40. Diretso sa kilograms. Kaya pala 1. Tapos sa sand, 340. Saan yung 340 natin? Paano nakuha yung 340? mahirap to eh if you look at the percentage, no? Siguro may ibang way. Yeah, I think not, but I think sa solution, no question about it. Siguro mas better to pag madrawing natin, no? Interesting. And I think we can apply here the concept sa soil. 'Di ba sa soil, 'di ba, when we talk about soil, yung sa ano yun, air, water and solids, right? That's how we look at it, no? I think we can apply that one. And then grabe, nag-iisip ako ngayon ng shortcut, no? Shortcut na concept for this one para hindi kayo mag-memorize kasi siguro feeling ko lang talaga pag hindi nyo talaga to naintindihan yung mga weight natin dyan, tapos hindi nyo ma-imagine, no? Talagang sure talaga ako na i-memorize nyo na lang to. Oh, I'm challenged, no? Sayang, no? Sige, hanapan ko to ng solution, na kasi baka maubos yung oras natin, no, kakaisip, no? I'll research on this one, and then kasi yung solution nila Batusin and solution ni Bisa man siguro to, no? I think mga equation, 'di ba? And I think if puro tayo equation, and if we cannot imagine it, I think we have a problem there. Kasi I remember lumabas din to sa amin yung mga reason, no? Pero yeah, pumunta din ako sa mga equation, pero I always draw it. No, dapat i-drawing ko talaga para may imagine ko yung direction ko. And we can do that one. Kaya po, ito yung perspective ko, no. So, if I'm going to solve it, it would be like this. May drawing talaga. I think we can have a step 1 dito, no. I think we can have the step 1 and then the step 2 and perhaps the step 3. Yeah, I think we can simplify the problem. And I'm thinking about the simplification of the problem here already. Oh, ganito din kay Sir Tariga. Okay? Okay. Parang application talaga to ng soil eh. And I think we can have a shortcut here. And this is good. This is good. I think we can simplify this one. Yeah, I'm thinking of ways how to simplify this one, no? Kasi feeling ko talaga pag titingnan mo yung solution, ito Pantariga, wala lang, tingin lang kayo sa solution without parang soil daw po yan, sabi ni Sir Tariga. Oo, soil nga. Yan yung feeling ko dito eh. Parang soil to. Yeah. I think I can relate the soil. Sige, pwede natin to gawa ng shortcut. Ay, not really shortcut but a concept, no? Sige, pwede natin tong gawan, no? Grabe ngayon, no? Full of learnings ako ngayon, no? Full of learnings ngayon. Natutunan ko yung bago, no? Yung sa torsion. Yung sa torsion, yung mga steel design, no? Galing, no? Yung napaisip din po ako, sir. Na-curious ako. Yeah, exactly. Di ba? Pwede natin to gawa ng simplification, right? Pwede. Galing, no? Sige lang, ha? Balikan lang natin to. I'm interested, no, in making a shortcut here. Okay? And then using the concept sa soil. Pwede kasi yung concept ng soil dito. But, yung problem ko dito is, how do I put the water? Ratio po ng volume gamit ni Sir Tariga. Kay Sir Batusin po ay ratio ng mass. I think I would go with the volume. Kasi mas may imagine ko yung volume, no? Ratio ng mass kay Batusin. I think aabot ka naman, Batusin, no? 2.5, 850. Pwede naman, no? Pero I think, turuan mo kami, sir, if may shortcut kayo. Nahihirapan din ako sa topic na yan. Thank you, sir. Okay, okay. Try natin, ha? Hopefully. Yung hindi ko malagay dito sa drawing is yung water, eh. Kasi meron kang 1:2.5. Sa, tama ba? Enlighten me, no? Sa 1:2.5 this is exclusively sa cement, no? Saka sa sand and sa aggregate or sa gravel natin, no? And then yung sa water natin, ganun pa rin ba siya? Like sa water, like gagamit pa rin ako dito, like yung kailangan ng water dito sa, or ang water fixed po ba siya per batch? That's my question, no? Magtatanong lang ako nila, sir, ano to? Kasi yung water, ano ko ba i-illustrate yung water dito? That's my concern there, eh. Dapat makita niyo yung water. Ay, pwede. Pwede yung water on this side, tapos yung excess pwede ganito. Kasi pwede natin makalculate yung overall water. Kasi meron kang excess dito na 5%. Tama, di ba? Oh, pwede ganun. I think we can do that one. Ang water, sir, is magdepende lang sa water cement mix ratio. Ito si 1:2 and 1:2.5:5. What ratio is that? Is that water mixture cement ratio or just water or the cement ratio lang yan? Anyway, wala lang. Sorry for that, no? If natanatan dito, na bothered kayo dito, no? Hindi, in the, ako, I'm cement, sand, gravel lang yan. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Alright, so, eto muna, no? May mga concern dito. Balikan lang natin to kasi eto, meron namang solution, eh. And then I think you can trace naman, di ba? But I think we can do a shortcut there. Okay? Unahin muna natin to, itong nagtanong. Siguro, pagbalik na lang natin to, no? Okay, but that's a good one. That's a good one there. Okay? Sige. Guys, pasensya talaga, no? Pasensya talaga, eh. Hindi ko to talaga ma-explain ng maigi, no? Kasi ngayon lang, nag-refresh lang yung mind ko ngayon, eh. Okay, buti na lang. So, ito muna yung gagawin natin. Magbe-break muna tayo, then balikan natin to. Okay? Break muna tayo, guys, ha? We're gonna solve this one. Solve natin to. After the break. Okay? Sige, break muna tayo. Pasensya, ha? Tao lang po. Tao lang. Alright, pasensya no, I'm not really feeling well, ano to, ano to yung chan ko. Sorry talaga. Alright, alright, so let's have this situation 6. Okay. Let's try to solve this one. Okay. You have an open cylindrical tank that is 1.7 meters in diameter, 2.1 meters tall, and is 2/3 full of water. And the tank is rotated about its own vertical axis at a rate of 90 RPM. So what is the height of the paraboloid? So una, eto no, una sa lahat, illustrate natin kung ano yung figure natin. Yan yung pinaka-importante dito. So this is our tank here. Yeah. And ito naman yung omega natin, no? And then this is the diameter. So what is half of 1.7 gani, guys? So 1.7 divided to, that's 0.85. So 0.85 meters to. And then, so you have the height of the tank that is 2.1 meters tall, no? Yeah, so this is the height of the tank. Yeah, 2.1 meters. And then what is 2/3 of... So you have here the height of the water, no? So this is more than half full. Yeah, 1.4 meters. Okay. For the first part here, I think we can just solve this one. No? For part number 1, number 44, that's the height of the paraboloid. If you have the omega, that is 90 RPM. Of course, the first thing that we're going to do there is to convert, diba? So that would be pi over 30 para maging 90 divide 30. So that would be 3 pi. 3 pi na lang, no? Radian per second para exact, no? Of course, if we want to calculate for the height of the paraboloid, that is simply as omega squared r squared over 2g. Napakasimple lang, no? So that would be 3 pi squared. Radius natin, it is 0.85 squared, okay? Over 2 times 9.81. Okay? Yeah, so you'll have here 3.271 meters. So lumagpas to. If you are going to draw this one, you know that the paraboloid here extends. Yan. So ito yung height ng paraboloid natin. Which is 3.271 meters. Okay. Now, we want to calculate for the volume spill, no? For the second question there, we want to calculate for the volume spill. Now, how do we calculate for the volume spill? Now, we know that ito yung formula natin, di ba? Volume spill is equivalent to the volume air final minus volume air initial. Okay. So, isa-isahin natin ito, no? Kasi for the volume air final, we recognize that this is the volume air final here. Ito lang siya. Okay, para at least ma-take note natin, no? So, this is the volume air final. So, parang paraboloid, no? So to solve for the volume air final, we know what to do here. Kasi nag-extend siya. We recognize na nag-extend. So that would be big paraboloid minus the small paraboloid there. But before we can do that one, let's identify muna yung mga elements natin dito. Okay, so itong height of the small paraboloid natin, we can just solve this one kasi meron kang 3.271 meters saka 2.1. So you can just get the difference here by considering 3.271 minus 2.1. So that would be 271 minus 2.1. That would be 1.71 meters. Yan, 1.171 meters, no? Tapos, tawag natin dito. Of course, ito naman yung radius, no? Big R natin. Ito yung kulang natin, no? Itong x natin dito. So, how do we solve for that x there? So, we're going to consider the squared property of the parabola. Yan yung gagawin natin. So, you'll have here x squared over 1.171, and that would be 0.85 squared over 3.271. So you'll have here x, no? So how much is this? 0.85 squared, tapos 1.171, then this is 3.271. You'll have here the radius that is 0.509 meters. Ayan po yung radius natin dyan. Okay? So I think we can now go back here to solve for the volume air final. That would be 1/2 pi radius of the big paraboloid. It is 0.85 squared. Height there is 3.271 minus 1/2 pi. Radius natin is 0.509 squared. And then the y here is 1.171. Okay? So that is how you're going to calculate for the volume air final. Ganun lang, no? So can you calculate the volume air final here? Uh, uh, what's your answer here? Volume air final ko is 3.236 cubic meters. Yan yung volume air final ko. Please check lang ha if that's your volume air final, no? And ito naman yung volume air initial natin. Pi, radius natin is 0.85 squared. Tapos, you're going to get the difference here. Okay? So that would be 2.1 minus 1.4. So this is 1.59 cubic meters. Okay? So therefore, ito yung volume spill natin. 3.236 minus 1.59. And that would be 3.236 minus answer. Tama ba? Ito yung volume spill ko, no? 1.648, 1.647 cubic meters. That is how I am going to solve this problem. Okay? Ayan. And for the third question here, for the same depth of water that is 1.4, what height of the tank is required to avoid any spilling? So, 1.4 daw ang depth, no? So, eto, dapat ma-draw natin to ulit na para hindi ka ma-confuse. Okay. So, same tag natin dito. Omega pa rin, ha? And then, ito pa rin yung center of rotation natin. Okay? You have to understand and you have to qualify the problem, no? Okay, it says here, same depth daw. Same depth na 1.4. Okay, 1.4 sa no? Okay, and then, tawag natin dito, this is the value of h. This is what we want, no? Okay. Now, eto medyo crucial to, no? Check daw natin yung y over 2. Kasi baka less than half full nga to, no? Kasi 'di ba nasolve naman natin yung y, no? So what is our y over 2 here? Sige nga, what is 3.271 divide 2 here? 3.271 divide 2. It is 1.636 meters. So meaning to say, even though kapag mag-y divide 2 tayo, tawag natin dito, lalagpas siya. So, eto, less than half full talaga to yung approach natin. Less than half full. Okay, and there's a shortcut here. Turo ko na lang yung shortcut. Kasi yung kapag mag-y over 2 tayo, na-check natin no, that it is 1.636. It is malaki siya. No? So, bali kung mag-y over 2 ka, hindi talaga siya papasok dito, no? Malaki siya sa 1.4 natin. No? Hindi yung depth natin, eh. So, with that said, merong shortcut nito, no? What's the shortcut here? That is y is equivalent to, tama ba to? Tama ba? Nakalimutan ko to eh. May shortcut to eh. Dali lang ha. Short ko lang yung shortcut. Limutan yung shortcut. Sandali lang. May shortcut to eh. I want you to think about the shortcut na lang. Baliktad. Baliktad yung shortcut ko. So, hindi ko na ma-erase to. Dali lang. Ito na lang, no? So, that would be y is equivalent to h squared over 2h. Okay. So, ito yung gagawin natin. Okay, kasi new height of the tank, no? So, shortcut lang to, this is for the less than half full. Shortcut lang to. Less than half full natin to. So, di ba meron kang y, no? That is 3.271. Yeah, 3.271. Tapos, ito, height of the tank. This is what we want. Over twice the 1.4. Diba? Sige daw, i-solve daw natin to. The answer here is 3.026 meters. Ito yung magiging answer to. Shortcut natin to. This is only for the less than half full. And how did we know? Kasi pagkuha natin sa y over 2 na 1.6 3.6, malaki siya sa height ng water natin, which is 1.4. So, therefore, less than half full gid siya. Less than h/2 talaga siya. Yung mga previous, like katulad nito, pakita ko lang sa inyo para at least malaman nyo yung difference, no? Eto, sir, bakit yung pag-consider natin dito, this is more than half full? Kasi more than half full to, no? Diba, meron kang HW dito na, ano yun, 1.43, right? 1.43 yan, diba? Diba, yung y/2 natin, tingnan mo to, 1.13 over 2. Ilan yan? 1.13 divide 2, that should give you 0.565. Okay. And then this is the 1.43, this is the HW. Kung mapapansin mo dito, mas malaki pa yung sa water natin. Therefore, this is more than. That's why we have to check na the y/2 there. So, eto naman, nung chinek natin, mas malaki si y/2 eh. So, meaning lalagpas talaga siya. If we're not careful, no? So, shortcut tayo. So, y is equivalent to h squared over 2h natin. Yeah? So, that is how you go about with that problem. Okay? Yeah, no? Ay, ito. Guys, pasensya talaga. Ang sama talaga ng ano to, ng stomach ko ngayon, no? Kanina pa to eh. Ano pa ba yung mga question natin dito? So na natin yung irrigation. Last time, di ba? Pero ito yung bago. Okay? Isosolve ko lang to sa YouTube, guys. Pakita ko lang sa inyo, no? Magagawa lang ako ng YouTube na to. Probably next week, no? Not really feeling well, no? Eto, sinod ko lang talaga to. Eto, bago to, no? Siguro ipapalabas ko to this module 6. Okay? So, good thing nakinig kayo dito. Papalabas ko this module 6, okay? Ako lang yung magde-discuss na to. Ako lang yung magde-discuss na to. Anyway, we have an agreement naman ni Sir Laius, no, na natin dito that I'll be discussing also so he'll be discussing also Jutech, no, from time to time. Okay? Kasi yung focus talaga niya is hydraulics talaga eh. Okay? Hindi siya masyado muna sa mga rotating vessel. Ito muna. Okay, guys, I know that you're actually waiting for me to solve some problems, no? Pasensya talaga. Can I cut the discussion na lang, no? Sakit talaga ng tiyan ko ngayon, eh. Okay? Kanina pa tong aga. Anyway, tomorrow you'll have your tomorrow you will have your another exam. So, mas mahirap yun kaysa, promise, mahirap yun kaysa mid-pre-board. Yung mid-pre-board natin, madali yun. Kaya yun, no? Pero tomorrow, I know that medyo mahirap to. Anyway, guys, I think that would end our discussion. Okay lang po ba? Pasensya talaga, guys, no? I hope that hindi kayo dito. Walang masamang loob dito, no? Hindi din. Okay, so I hope that ends our discussion. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me. And good night, everybody, no? Okay. Alright, thank you so much. Thank you so much po. Ipopost ko lang to, i-upload ko lang to yung PDF file natin, no, para makapag-study kayo. Okay? Sige, thank you so much, guys. Good night, everyone po. Bye-bye.